Do you know your real English level? Many students ask me, Swara, am I an A1 beginner or am I a B1? How do I know? Well, usually you have to take a long, boring grammar test to find out. You sit in a cold room with a paper and a pencil, and you feel stressed. But not today. Today, we are doing something totally different. You are going to find out your exact level just by sitting back and listening to me. Hello. Welcome to EngliPod. I am your host, Swara. This is the podcast for people who want to learn English through slow, clear conversations. Today, I have a very special episode for you. We are going to do a listening test. But there is no stress. There are no grades. No one is judging you. I'm going to tell you 6 short stories. The first story is very easy. The last story is very hard. All you have to do is listen and ask yourself, did I understand that? Later, I will show you one very simple trick to remember the new words you hear today. So, make sure you stay with me. I remember when I tried to learn a new language. I took a big test online. I was so nervous. My hands were shaking. I forgot every single word I knew. Tests can make us feel stupid, right? But listen to me. You are not stupid. Real language is not about choosing A, B, or C on a computer screen. Real language is about human connection. It is about listening to stories. Humans have learned through stories for thousands of years. So today, we will use stories to see how much your ears can understand. Before we start the test, let us do a quick warm-up. Let us prepare our ears and our voice. We will do a simple shadow practice. I will say a sentence, then you say it out loud wherever you are. Even if you are on the bus, just whisper it. Repeat after me. I am ready to listen. Now you say it out loud. Good. Let us try one more. I do not need to understand every word. Now you repeat. Exactly. That is the secret. You do not need to understand every single word today. Just try to get the feeling of the story. Are you ready? Let us begin with step 1, the A1 level. A1 means you are a beginner. This is a beautiful place to start. Every expert was once a beginner, right? At this level, we use very simple words. We talk about daily routines, things we do every day. I want you to close your eyes, relax your shoulders, and just listen to this story about a man named Tom. My name is Tom. I am a teacher. I wake up at 7 o'clock every morning. I drink a big cup of hot coffee. I do not like tea. After my coffee, I eat an apple and some bread. Then, I take a shower. I wear a blue shirt and black pants to work. I walk to the school. The school is near my house. I see my students. I say good morning to them. I like my job very much. At night, I read a book and go to sleep. Okay, open your eyes. How did you do? Did you understand that Tom is a teacher? Did you hear that he drinks coffee and not tea? If you understood the story about Tom, congratulations! You are definitely at the A1 level. Give yourself a high five. You should be very proud. You are doing a great job. But now, we step up. Let us move to step 2, the A2 level. A2 means you are an upper beginner. You know more words. You can talk about the past. You can talk about your habits and your weekend. Listen to this story about a woman named Maria. Let us see if you understand her weekend. Last weekend, the weather was beautiful. So I decided to go to the park with my dog, Max. We walked for 2 hours. Max was running everywhere and playing with a small yellow ball. Suddenly, it started to rain. We did not have an umbrella. We ran to a small cafe near the park. I bought a warm, hot chocolate, and I gave Max some water. We waited inside for an hour. While we waited, I talked to a nice old man. He told me funny stories about his life. Even though we got wet, it was a really wonderful afternoon. How was that? Did it feel a little bit faster? Did you understand that Maria went to the park? Did you catch the problem? It started to rain. If you understood Maria's story, 2 level. You can understand past events and simple connected ideas. You are growing so fast. Now it gets a little tricky. We are moving to step 3, the B1 level. B1 means you are intermediate. This is where many students get stuck. B1 English uses bigger words. It talks about real-life problems, work, and personal opinions. Listen to this story about a man named David. He is talking about a problem at his office. I have worked at my company for about 3 years now. Usually, I really enjoy the environment. My manager is supportive, and my team is quite friendly. However, recently, we have been facing a major issue. We are trying to launch a new product, but our main supplier is constantly late with deliveries. Because of this delay, we had to push back our release date twice. Honestly, it is incredibly frustrating. I think management needs to find a more reliable partner, even if it costs a little bit more money. In business, trust is much more valuable than saving a few dollars. Okay, take a deep breath. How much of that did you catch? Did you hear words like environment, frustrating, and reliable? Did you understand David's opinion about trust and money? If you understood David, wow, you are at a solid B1 intermediate level. You can understand opinions and work situations. That is fantastic. Are you ready to climb higher? Step 4, the B2 level. B2 is upper intermediate. At this level, English becomes very natural. Speakers use complex grammar like the passive voice or conditionals. They talk about feelings and abstract ideas. Just relax. Do your best. Listen to this story about a woman reflecting on her life choices. Looking back on my early 20s, I realize how much I was influenced by the expectations of others. I spent years studying law simply because my parents believed it would guarantee a stable and successful future. If I had known how deeply unsatisfied I would feel in a corporate law firm, I probably would have chosen a completely different path. It wasn't until I took a spontaneous trip to South America that my perspective shifted entirely. Surrounded by people who valued community over career progression, I finally found the courage to quit my job. It was terrifying, but ultimately, it was the most liberating decision I have ever made. How are you feeling? Did your brain hurt a little bit? That is completely normal. B2 is hard. It uses big phrases like career progression and spontaneous trip. If you understood the main idea, that she quit her job to be happy, then you are doing incredibly well. You are at the B2 level. Now, we reach the very high mountains. Step 5, the C1 level. C1 is advanced, very advanced. At this level, speakers use idioms. They use very specific words to describe complex ideas. If you do not understand this, do not worry. Remember our promise? No stress, just let the sounds wash over you. In contemporary society, the rapid acceleration of digital communication has fundamentally rewired the way we maintain interpersonal relationships. We are arguably more connected than any previous generation. Yet, paradoxically, many individuals report unprecedented levels of isolation. The superficial nature of social media interactions often strips away the nuance of genuine human empathy. When we replace face-to-face dialogue with curated digital personas, we sacrifice the raw, unfiltered vulnerability that is essential for deep bonding. Consequently, it is imperative that we consciously carve out time for intentional, analog interactions, lest we lose the very essence of our shared humanity. Whoa, that was heavy, right? Did you hear words like contemporary, paradoxically, and imperative? If you understood that story about social media and loneliness, you are amazing. You are an advanced C1 listener. Your English is phenomenal. And now, the final test. Step 6, the C2 level. C2 is mastery. It is near native. At this level, English is poetic. It is deep. It is fluent and expressive. Many native speakers do not even speak like this every day. Just close your eyes. Listen to the rhythm of the words. There is a profound, almost melancholic beauty in watching the seasons transition. The ephemeral nature of autumn, with its fleeting display of fiery hues, serves as a poignant reminder of our own mortality. It is easy to become ensnared in the relentless minutiae of daily existence, obsessing over trivial grievances while remaining utterly blind to the majestic, silent transformations occurring around us. Yet, if one cultivates a practice of mindful observation, it becomes abundantly clear that there is a quiet resilience in the natural world, a cyclical grace that transcends human anxiety and whispers of perpetual renewal. Okay, open your eyes, take a deep breath. That was C2. Did you understand words like melancholic, ephemeral, or perpetual renewal? If you did, you have mastered English listening. But now, I want to tell you the big secret I promised you earlier. Maybe you stopped understanding at B1. Maybe you got confused at B2. And you are thinking, oh no, my English is bad. No, your English is exactly where it needs to be. Here is the aha moment. Even when you listened to the C2 story and you did not know the words, your brain was still learning. Your brain was absorbing the rhythm of English. It was listening to the intonation. You were planting tiny seeds in your mind. When you listen to things that are a little bit too hard for you, you are stretching your brain. And that is how we grow. So, how do we practice this? Let us do one final echo practice together. I want you to say this with confidence. Repeat after me. I am proud of my level. Now you repeat. I will keep listening every day. Now you repeat. Yes, you are doing a wonderful job. I am so proud of you for taking this test today. You did not run away, you stayed, and you tried. That means you are already a successful English learner. Please, Tell me in the comments below, what level was easy for you? And what level was difficult? Did you stop at A2? Did you make it to B2? I want to know. I read every single comment. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today on EngliPod. Remember, learn slowly, speak confidently, and never stop listening. You are brilliant. See you next time.